Hey everyone, Mig here from Grasshopper Adventure Series. Stoked beyond belief for the coming of spring and the fourth stop of the Grasshopper Adventure Series, Ukiah Mendo Gravel Epic. As in past events, the goal of this slideshow is to bring you all the details specific to the course. You will have received a rider email with our rider packet with all of the essential information as far as registration, check-in, parking, camping, and those details. The purpose of this video is to focus on the course, the feed zones, rider safety, and of course, the caution sign. So here we go. First off, as a reminder of the rider packet, these are the following things you will find in that. So use that document to answer all your questions as well as the amazing Grasshopper Adventure Series webpage. Ukiah Mendo Gravel Epic. The first map that we're going to look at is the short and medium course, aka Chiquito and Mediano. One small difference between this map and what is happening is that we are parking at Todd Grove Park and registration, and you will ride along over to Ukiah High School, where we will stage with the first course starting at 9 a.m. And the Chiquito and Mediano courses the men will begin at 9:30 and the women at 9:33. So this location is marked on the Ride with GPS maps. Short course Mediano starts like everybody else up Low Gap Road. It's approximately a 8.5 mile, 2,000 foot climb up to the top of Miller Ridge. There's a feed zone there, and everyone on Chiquito will take a right and go down Miller Ridge and the ripping ride down Mendocino Redwood Company's Masonite Road to the finish. At this point, the Mediano riders continue on course, heading west on the same route as the riders in the long Mero Mero. It's a ripping 3-mile descent. This is a very challenging, sharp, somewhat rutted, rocky dirt gravel road for 3 miles with a mile climb and then a short descent to the feed zone at what we call Woolley's Pass, which is the intersection of Low Gap and Masonite Road. From here, the riders on the Mediano, this is your stop to get hydration and food before heading back up Masonite to the junction of Miller Ridge and Masonite, and then back to the finish. So as a reminder, all juniors are riding the Mediano course. Riders who are signed up for the long course, if you find yourself at this point deciding that you want a shorter day but a properly stiff one, you would go right and take the Mediano course, the Masonite, back. There are no short return routes once you head down Masonite Road. Next up, Ukiah Mendo Gravel Epic Long Course, aka the Mero Mero. So as you see with the profile of this, there's plenty of climbing. Most of it's dirt, and the pavement that is on the course that's on Flynn Creek and Comchie is phenomenal. So as it did everyone else, you'll roll over on your own or in small groups, unescorted from Todd Grove to Ukiah High School. When we begin there, it's about a mile of pavement before it turns to gravel. Reminder, all riders, Low Gap Road is a county road. It is open, as with Grasshoppers, taking you to remote places. With public and private, you always should be anticipating that there may be vehicles. You won't see many, but when you do, you'll want to be prepared. So as with the other course, you climb up to the top of Low Gap, which we will have a climbing challenge, which we'll talk more about in the next slide, and then your feed zone at Woolly Pass at Masonite. So people on the long course may choose to miss this because you have the next 15, 17 miles to the feed zone. You probably are carrying enough hydration. However, do make sure that you are topping off long course riders at this mile marker 35 because there is no support until mile 55. You really want to leave here with your hydration pack and or 2 bottles to get you to the next feed zone. Okay. I'll be out marking the course with the caution signs as per usual, but remember this section right here is quite fast and it really changes between gravel and dirt, decent pavement, bad pavement, pavement with big potholes, metal bridges. So just be heads up and alert as always. You are in a very remote spot. 5 Bill Hill Climb presented by Bicycle Law. An exciting addition to this year's Ukiah Mendo Gravel Epic is a segment presented by our friends at Bicycle Law. So we have $500 for the hill climb for the fastest time for male, female, and non-binary riders. So $500 cash prize at the top of Low Gap, which is about mile 8.5 into the course. We have a link to the hill climb, but to give you a sense of where it is, it's from the start at Ukiah High School up to the top at Miller Ridge. At the end of the day, don't worry, there's still more to come explaining the course, but at the end of the day, here at Masonite Road, the owners of the vineyard are kind enough to allow us to use this for the event day so that you don't have to go through Ukiah. You'll ride through the vineyard along Despina and back Low Gap Road to the park. And we will sign those for you, but it certainly is helpful to have them on your device and follow your way home. Riders, for the long course only, should you wish to leave bottles and or a hydration pack, you can do so at the specialized van. Make sure they are clearly marked. You cannot have people there supporting you and handing up. It is neutral. They will set out the bottles and or your hydration pack for you as you come through. We will bring those back, but they will become back very, very late. My suggestion would be to carry bottles you aren't concerned about, your old ones to start. If you can handle that on your beautiful race day bike, leave them there and pick up nice ones to head back for the rest of the day. When you're on pavement, we do not start up or springs as we do in Low Gap, but this is what must not happen. On Flynn Creek and Comchi, these are very rural roads. You guys should be spread out, but the etiquette is to ride single or double as much as possible. Please call out when cars are back and be respectful to other users out on the road. This is an example of Low Gap climbing from town. This is just a couple miles from the summit looking east on Low Gap Road. And this is on the left-hand side where the pavement turns to dirt. Let's say where the sidewalk ends. So from here on, you have about 8 miles till the climb. This is an open road. There's folks that live out there. We are breaking up the starts mostly into age groups so that we can have a safer start. Nonetheless, remember that the roads are open. They are not closed. The folks like us up here in Ukiah and Mendocino, and we want to keep it that way. So please ride respectfully and safely and remind other riders to do the same. At mile 10.5, which is from Todd Grove Park. So this is at approximately mile 8.5 from the start of the race. You get to the top of Low Gap here. This is the feed zone for Chiquito. Chiquito riders will turn right and head down Miller Ridge on the short course / aka Chiquito. Riders riding the Mediano and the long course will continue straight. Okay? Again, Chiquito right down Miller Ridge, Mediano and Mero Mero to continue straight. This is primarily a stop for the Chiquito. However, if there are riders in the long or medium course that's taken a while to get there, you're welcome to top off, but don't forget that there's going to be a stop in just 6 miles from this spot. And over the backside of this is where the challenging dirt descent of 3 miles begins. At mile 16, this is where Low Gap turns onto Mendocino Company land, and we will have a feed zone here at Wooley's Pass, which is also Masonite Road. So all routes, the Mediano and the long route come to this spot at Masonite. The Mediano will turn right after topping off at the feed zone and go up the Masonite road. This is also the spot where folks, if they want to call the day short from the long, will head up Mediano. Mediano riders, please make sure you stop, grab some snacks, and top off. This is your stop. It's a significant, close to 2,000-foot climb up here, maybe 1,200 feet to get up to the saddle at Miller Ridge in Masonite before ripping down to the finish. Mile 33 approximately is where the long course riders will meet the specialized NorCal Trailhouse Bike Peddler feed zone. And they will have, if you left, hydration packs or bottles. This will be the stop. There's also a restroom there. If you are not stopping here, please stay to the right and pass riders. If you are stopping, you're going to move to the left. Please communicate with your group so that we can avoid dangerous situations at this junction before riders head back out onto a very short section on 128 and turn right onto Flynn Creek Road. You see that, Sally? Make sure you turn right and you go up Flynn Creek. If you go to the ocean, you've gone the wrong way. This is a close-up of what the feed zone will look like. So remember, if you're not stopping, continue to the right. If you're stopping, stay to the left. We'll have the feed zone and we will have a restroom for those in need. At mile 50 on the course, this is where Comchi hits Low Gap. Low Gap is the dirt road that we started on that goes to Ukiah. It's also the famous route of the inaugural kickoff of every year of the Grasshopper Low Gap race. So you will turn right. This is a bit of a downhill. It will be signed. There is no aid station. So you come ripping from the pavement. You make a right onto Low Gap Road where the course undulates for 5 or 6 miles up and down to the next feed stop. When you get to this feed zone, again, this will be your second time on the long course to get to this feed zone. You will not continue on Masonite, but will make a sharp right-hand turn to join Low Gap. At this point, you are going back on the course that you came on. This is the spot of the first feed zone. So you should remember from here, you've got a bit of a climb and then a descent, followed by a 4-mile climb up to Miller Ridge. There will be a hard cutoff of 3 p.m. at this junction. So riders past that point will be sent up Masonite Road. The conditions of Low Gap are good to excellent. And as always, I will be out here placing caution signs. And as you all know, when I put them there, I mean it. Okay, so please be heads up when you see the caution signs. Don't believe we'll have any water standing at this time of year. Just a slight puddle in this corner. This is an indication of where the feed zone is going to be for the long course. This is where you get back onto Low Gap Road and you do not continue up Masonite. At major junctions, we will have wrong ways, letting you know not to go that way. This image actually is not currently accurate. This is from the winter time. So this descent down Miller Ridge, there are some water bars which you want to be careful on, but we don't expect it to be wet and muddy. And the brush clearing that was there last year is almost non-existent. On the descent rolling down Masonite, there are some ripping fast corners where we will make sure to put caution signs, and indeed we had Signorama make us some even larger ones. So when there's a caution sign, generally it's depicting either loose, sharp corners, or both loose and sharp. Near the end of Masonite, there's a couple metal bridges, and there is one in particular that you want to be careful on. Luckily, unlike low gap, there is race. There is no ice on here, but there is a division between the two sides that you most definitely want to avoid. Remember, the course marshals out there, the course marshals presented by Sportful are out there to lend you a hand and keep you safe. Please listen to the guidance and let them know if you spot a rider in need. However, do remember that if you are competing for the series or for overall, you need to take care of your own mechanicals. Okay, so make sure you come prepared and have everything you need to fix your own flats or whatever it happens to be out there on course. And again, thank you for our wonderful sponsors, especially the city of Ukiah and the Greater Ukiah Business and Tourism Alliance. They've been fantastic partners. Sinorama Sportful Bicycle Law, Black Oak Coffee Roasters are not Roberts, Aha, Enduro Bearings, Clean Canteen, Scratch, Bitchin', Yerba Mate, Burley Goo, Muck Off Movement, and Best Day Brewing. And don't forget the special offer from Enduro Bearings. The rider, male and female, closest to 2 p.m., but not after, will win a bottom bracket. That's Mig over and out. Thanks for your time listening to this. We look forward to seeing you up there and hope that you will join us for our shakeout ride. It's on Saturday, presented by Bicycle Law and Black Oak Coffee.